friends, welcome to MicroStrategy Interview Questions Part 2. Please check out the description box for Part 1 link. The first question is I have an attribute called customer. It has the available forms ID, name, email, and address. The report display forms contains name and address, while the browse form has name, email, and address. So, what will be my SQL? Will it have the available forms, report display forms, or the browse forms? The answer is it will have the ID plus the report display forms. Second question is I have a table customer. The gender IDs are as 1 and 2. I want to display them as male and female. How can I achieve it? So I can do it by using apply simple. So below is the apply simple for MS Access. Here we are using apply simple with if hash 0 is the first parameter, that is gender ID. If it is greater than 1, then it is male, otherwise it is female. So we can see in our report. Third question is we have a customer table which has address and zip code and I want to concatenate them. How can we achieve it? So below is for MS Access. We can use the address, the plus symbol for concatenation, a comma, and then again the plus for zip code. For values, you can see here it is added with the comma. Fourth question is how to manage many-to-many relationships between two attributes. So some of the ways are first we can create a separate relationship table which contains both the attribute IDs and then add the both attribute IDs to the fact table. Or we can create a skew attribute which will be the concatenation of the two attributes and give it a one to many relationship between itself and each of its parent attributes. Then we have to include this new attribute in the fact table. We need not include the both the attribute IDs, we can only include the new attribute. Fifth question is what are joint children attribute or cross-dimensional attribute? So attributes which exist as the intersection of other indirectly related attributes. The joint child relationships are another type of many-to-many relationship where one attribute has a many-to-many relationship to two otherwise unrelated attributes. For example, we have a quarter, an item, and promotion. So promotion here, one quarter can have many promotion, and each promotion can happen in many quarters. Plus, one item can be in many promotions, and one promotion can have many items. This is an example. What is a compound attribute? So, attribute with multiple columns specified as the column ID. All of the ID forms of the compound attribute should be from within the same lookup table. The distribution center in the tutorial project of MSTR is an example of compound attribute. So, if we see the distribution center attribute, you can see the ID form has ID1 and ID2. ID1 it is the country ID, whereas the ID2 is the district CTR ID, and all of them are coming from the distribution center. The important thing to note is if we are adding the form category as ID for these two, MSTR will give us the pop-up to group them, and we have to group them together. What does the data engine do in MicroStrategy? The data engine processes queries against the schema, that is attributes, facts, or tables for a specific data source, which can be SQL, MDX, in memory, or a blend of linked data sets to perform data manipulations. It's updated with each release and contains all enhancements, fixes, and improvements made in the engine over the current and prior releases. Eighth question is, can I choose not to update the data engine version with the upgrade? Sometimes we want to avoid any changes to our data or the look and feel of our objects. Beginning in MicroStrategy 2019, we can control the data engine version using Workstation. And starting from 2021, we can change the data engine version using Developer. For Developer, we have to go to Project Configuration, go to this Advanced. Here we have a config. In the analytical engine, we have the data engine version. Here we can see the data engine version for 10.4 is 10, for 2019 is 11, and here we can set whatever value we have. Ninth question is, how do I get the schema ID for the schema objects like attributes and facts? So, schema objects don't have a schema ID. They have GUID, that is the global unique identifier which distinguishes them. MSTR projects have the schema ID. To get the GUID, we have to right click on the object and go to the properties to see the ID. Here we can see the ID of a attribute called customer, and schema ID as we see is for a project, that is a MicroStrategy tutorial project. We can see the schema ID here. How do I search objects using GUID in MicroStrategy Developer? For that, we have to go to the search, go to tools. Here we have the option search by ID. Here we can press write the ID and click on find now. We will be able to find it. I'm not able to find the property option for subscriptions. Shall I conclude that subscription don't have a GUID in MicroStrategy? They have GUID, but we cannot view it in developer as properties option is not available for them. We can view it in command manager using the below script list all subscription for project. And here we have to give the project name. 12th question is, due to issue in ETL load and incorrect data populated in tables, will you be able to hold the scheduled jobs so that the wrong data doesn't go to the user? Answer is yes. Uncheck below and restart the iServer. So for this, we have to disable the scheduler. Next question is, your company decides to change simple mail transfer protocol. Will MSR have any impact? Yes, it will have, because we are using distribution services to send the reports. We have to go to the delivery engine, and here we get the option of IP address and the port number. This is the SMTP server which is configured, that is for generic email in the delivery, and here we can check it. 14th question is, what will be the SQL? The attribute used here is customer. So we have a customer attribute, we have a fact which is gross dollar sales on the table customer sales, and we have a metric on the top of this fact which is the sum of gross dollar sales. So our SQL will have the customer ID, the report, display forms, the sum of the dollar sales as a metric, which is the alias given by MicroStrategy, from the lookup table of customer and the sales customer fact table, which are joined with the ID and grouped by the customer ID. What are implicit facts? They are virtual or constant facts that do not physically exist in the database. For example, we can use implicit fact expressions to create temporary columns in the database with a value of 1 for every row. These temporary columns allow to track Keep a track of how many rows are returned for a certain attribute. What are derived facts? It has its value determined by an expression that contains more than just a single column. It can have column along with constant or other column values. What are heterogeneous facts? Fact columns that have different names and exist in different fact tables but they represent the same data. MicroStrategy allows to identify and map the heterogeneous fact column names for each fact by adding the other heterogeneous fact column as a separate expression for the fact. What are the types of logical tables in MSTR? So the first type is logical table, which are created for each physical table that is imported into a project using warehouse catalog. It is done automatically. It directly maps to physical table in data warehouse. It only retrieves data from a single physical table. Logical table aliases, a logical table that uses a different name for a physical. One physical table can have more than one logical table, and these aliases are mainly used when we use attribute roles. That is the same attribute like source and destination will have the same values but will play different roles in our structure. That is the warehouse. They only retrieve data from single physical table. Last one is logical view. They do not directly map to physical tables in warehouse. They are defined using SQL queries and potentially they will be uh, retrieving data from multiple physical tables. That is why we are using a SQL and join within it. If we if data is available in multiple data sources through multi-source option, which data source will be used? So here we have two options. The default option for multi-source is it will get the data from a primary database instance if it has all the necessary data. If data is not available there, and then it will go to secondary data sources based on some internal logic. That second thing is use project level database instance ordering. Here we can define the order in which we want the data to be fetched from data source. 20th question is how can we get the below coloring? Here we are coloring the two metrics in the lavender color. The cost and discount we are not coloring it. So we're coloring the entire matrix, that is the columns. So we can get such that by using banding. We have to go to the grid option, select the custom banding. Here we have options by rows, by columns, first color, second color, and what is the criteria we have want to apply to every rows, alternate rows, and all we can give here. Next question is we have a graph which shows us the cities and the gross dollar sales. We want to color it like this: top five as green, next five as yellow, and the bottom five as red. We can do it by using thresholds. We have to go to the data tab. Here we will get the threshold option. We can create thresholds. Its rank of top five with green, bottom five with red, and exclude the top five with yellow. Make sure to click on this enable threshold on graph. Otherwise, this will not enable on the graph. It will be only available on the grid. The next thing is when we are doing the format or background style, select something other than the default. Otherwise, the coloring will not be visible. Next question is what is secret key? So it is an encrypted key which enables seamless logging, allowing to navigate within MicroStrategy web, library, and workstation without having to re-authenticate. It can securely share the sessions among these applications. Can we migrate security role and security filter using the same object manager package? Answer is no. Security rules should be added as configuration package, while security filters are created at project level. Every project has a different set of security filters. They're created as normal package from the respective projects. Is the update schema and update table structure script same in command manager? Answer is no. For update schema, we have updated schema. The optional parameters are refresh schema, recalculate keys, recalculate table, logical size, recalculate object cache for project name. For update table structure, we have update structure, column merge option, and the optional are recent or maximum denominator, no merge. For the warehouse table, table name. For project, project name. Our last question is mention some of the iCube scripts you have used in Command Manager. So the most common ones are publish intelligent cube name in the folder, GUID, asynchronous for project name. Then list all intelligent cubes for the project, and last list all properties for the intelligent cubes. So these are the three main common ones we have used. Thank you for watching.